Hey guys, Hitman89 here, and welcome to my honest review on Hitman 2. The game came out on November 13th on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. It's developed by IO Interactive and published by Warner Bros. Games. And if you're new to the Hitman series, this is what you need to know. Hitman is a stealth game, well, at least, the first time you play it. You do your best not to get caught, you find your target and either try to make it look like an accident, or you kill it and hide the body. Now, as soon as you finish the mission, you restart it and you kill every single motherfucker on the map. At least that's what I do because I'm a sick fuck, but anyways. On Hitman you play as Agent 47, a genetically enhanced clone and most importantly a skilled assassin. Enough with the introduction though, let's start this review with the graphics. I reviewed the game on PC and like the first one it's got some performance issues. Getting some rock solid 60 FPS action isn't easy and you have to keep in mind that unless you're in an empty area or a small room or maybe like the first level, it's just an empty beach with one house, so apart from the first level the frame rate will drop under 60. As a matter of fact, in my case it was mostly between 40 and 60. That's when it comes to Hitman 2's performance. Now the graphics are good, but I wish they dropped this semi-cartoony style and they went for a photorealistic look so it can one day look as badass as the cutscenes. Oh, and speaking of which, I don't know why Hitman 2's cutscenes aren't animated. I mean, it's a shame, maybe it's a budget thing, but on all the previous Hitman games the cutscenes were freaking awesome. Back to the graphics, and when it comes to the characters, they look good, but like I said, they have a cartoony style that prevents Hitman 2 from looking impressive, because the environments look good. Some materials, especially the reflective ones, look freaking amazing. The animations on the other hand, they're not that good. Some of them are way too stiff, especially Agent 47's. The transition from an animation to another, it looks way too rough around the edges. That being said, and all around the game looks good, but it definitely needs some serious polishing, so the graphics are gonna get an 8 out of 10. Moving on to the music, and the soundtrack is made by Niels B. Nielsen, who also composed Hitman 1's music, and by the way, if you're Danish, let me know if I said his name correctly. Now I'm gonna let you listen to the game's audio a little bit before we talk about the sound effects and dialogues. Moving on to the sound effects, and there's a little bit of stuttering going on when it comes to the game's audio, and I don't know if it's due to the frame drops or not, but I also noticed that some audio effects start cutting every now and then, and even when the game is running smooth, so I don't know if this happens to everyone or just me, but I thought I'd mention it. Apart from that though, the sound effects are really good, whether it's gun sounds, footsteps, or ambient noises, it's quality stuff. And by the way, we finally have foreign voice actors, so we can enjoy different languages and accents, and even though Hitman 2 includes all of Hitman 1's levels, keep in mind it only applies to Hitman 2's levels though, so don't expect to go to Hitman 1's Sapienza, for example, and hear the NPCs either speak Italian like, hey, ciao, come vai, or at least have them speak English with a stereotypical Italian accent, but that's not gonna happen. On Hitman 1's levels, everyone is either American or British, even in fucking Italia, and that is not good, like what the fuck. Back to Hitman 2's content, the NPCs are still funny, so make sure you pay attention to what they say, and by the way, I'm gonna give the sound a 9 out of 10, and I'll let you listen to this part that I found hilarious before we talk about the gameplay.
God, it's kind of creepy, Whoever did it might still be around. They might be standing right next to me. Yeah, I know. All right, bye.
Now Hitman 2 is the second season of the Hitman game that came out 2 years ago, which was episodic by the way. They released a new level every month or so, but the most important thing is that Hitman 2 isn't episodic and it includes all of Hitman 1's content. Just go to the store and you'll find the Legacy Pack DLC. Download it and you'll have all of Hitman 1 Game of the Year Edition's content with all the new stuff that was added to Hitman 2. Speaking of which, let's talk about the new stuff. For the first time in a Hitman game, there's multiplayer. There's a game mode called Sniper Assassin, which is a co-op mode. It's very limited, you just play as a sniper and you have to take out targets and coordinate your shots with your buddy, but other than that, don't expect to be on the same map, the same levels of Hitman 2 and play with a buddy. That's not gonna happen. The only thing that comes close to that is the Ghost Challenge mode, which is a 1v1 mode, but you're not physically on the same map. It's like playing a racing game against a ghost car. You can see the ghost, but you can't interact with it. It's just about being faster and better. So back to single player and to what's new compared to Hitman 1, starting with some key items like the the briefcase, flash grenades, and there's also a dot gun now. And like I said, there are different accents and languages now depending on the location you play in. You can now hide in foliage and crowds, and the AI can see you in mirrors, by the way, which might not seem like a big thing, but considering you'll be killing some of your victims in public bathrooms, the last thing they're gonna see now is your beautiful face in the mirror before you end their miserable life. Last but certainly not least, the picture-in-picture system is finally back. That's about all the important changes. Now let's talk a little bit about the gameplay more in depth. You can play Hitman like a ghost, no witnesses, no footage of you on security cameras or anything. You kill your target, you hide the body where nobody would find it, in other words in the closet, because the AI is way too dumb to open closets, obviously. Then you have the second way, plata o plomo. Minus the plata, obviously, because you still can't make money and spend it on weapons and accessories like you used to on Hitman Blood Money, which is a shame. But at least you'll be able to visit some interesting locations like Miami, India, New Zealand, Colombia. Nosotros somos bandidos, nos sapos hijo de puta. Okay, I'm gonna stop with the shit references. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not. This is my vid. Thanks for watching, appreciate it though. Anyways, so whether you play in a stealthy way or just turn everyone into shawarma, you'll see some small issues like the bad AI. Do you know that people don't react to blood pools on this game? I mean, seriously. This fucking hoe caught me because she heard me shoot this lady with a suppressed gun, so apparently the silencer wasn't quiet enough for her, but when she saw this huge pool of blood exactly where the lady was sitting, she didn't do anything. She didn't think it was suspicious. And let's not even talk about these dumb fucks who just stood there and watched me kill them one after the other. I mean, I just talked about it, but yeah. Which also takes me to the next point. The ragdoll is kinda weird. I don't know why, it just doesn't work properly. I'll be making a separate vid where I test Hitman 2's realism and gore system, so stay tuned if you're interested, obviously. But anyways, back to the good stuff though. There are so many different approaches. You'll always find a new way to get past guards without having to use a disguise, or new ways to kill your victim without getting caught. The level design is great as always, so I'm gonna give the gameplay a 9 out of 10. Now let's talk about the replayability, which is a big part of the Hitman series. There are so many different approaches and possibilities that you could play the same level 10 times in a row and still find out something new. So if you're into killing people because you're a sick fuck like me, just kidding. Not really, but yeah, if this is your cup of tea, then you'll definitely play every level at least 20 times and still have fun every single time. So the replayability is gonna get a 10 out of 10. Moving on to the fun factor, and whether you play like a fool and kill every single human being on the map, or whether you play like a true silent assassin, there is so much fun to be had. For me, Hitman is basically like GTA. Whenever I'm bored, I run the game and I have a blast. So the fun factor is gonna get a 10 out of 10. Now let's talk about something that's very important. It's the value for money. $60 for this Hitman Season 2 is too much if you already bought Season 1, at least in my opinion. I feel like this game could have easily been a $30 DLC, but instead they decided to sell it as a full game. And it would be worth $60 if you don't have the previous one, since everything would be completely new to you. But since I bought Hitman 1 for $60 2 years ago, I find it really hard to spend $60 more for 6 new levels and a multiplayer mode. And that's coming from a big Hitman fan. I mean, my name is fucking Hitman89 in case you forgot. So yeah, if you bought Hitman Season 1, I'd recommend that you wait until Hitman 2 goes for $30 or less. In that case, it would be worth it. But yeah, the value for money is gonna get a 5 out of 10. So in conclusion, this is a good game. A very good one actually, but it could have been a lot better. Hopefully the next Hitman will look like a completely new game, with a brand new engine. But for now, I'm gonna give this Hitman 2 an 8.5 out of 10. That's gonna be it for this review. Thanks for watching, appreciate it a lot. And please don't forget to leave a like if you liked it. And also check out my other vids, see if you like them, maybe subscribe, It's been Hitman89. See you guys very soon.
X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop